Sadhguru, what is so wrong about praying for one's mother's health that a guru would never see his disciple again?
Ramakrishna saying what he said, for Vivekananda he has set different standards. If Vivekananda had prayed for what he thought he wanted, so Ramakrishna is setting up a trajectory for a projectile that he's shooting.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. You have told us a beautiful story of Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramhansa. Swami Vivekananda's mother was seriously ill, and Ramakrishna told him that had Vivekananda prayed to Kali for his mother's health, Ramakrishna would never see him again. Sadhguru, what is so wrong about praying for one's mother's health that a guru would never see his disciple again?
Now you're exposing how horrible the gurus are. See, there are many aspects to our life. Of these many aspects, a guru means, I know that word guru is being used loosely today, management guru, marketing guru and whatever. We are not using the word in that context. When we say a guru, we are talking about someone who is committed to the ultimate nature of who you are. Well, Ramakrishna saying what he said, he wouldn't have said it to all the other hundreds of devotees who are hanging around. He says this only to Vivekananda, you must understand. Because he wouldn't talk about taking your emotions for your mother or your help or seeking divine help for your mother's health. For other people, he would have said, okay, go and pray. But for Vivekananda, he has set different standards. Because he is expecting this man to do something much more than what others will do. If he has to do those things, he should not be an asking fool, that he is not somebody who stands in front of the Devi and asks, I want this, I want that. So, for your mother's health, what he that moment needed was money. So he wants to go and ask for money. If money doesn't work, what's the next thing? You ask for a miracle. If miracle doesn't work, what is the next thing? You will ask him to raise the dead. Well, Ramakrishna knows the progression of human mind. Initially, you will say, my mother should be healthy, but she fell ill. Then you will say, I should have the money to get her treated. It didn't work. Then you want a miracle. Simply like that, she became well. Didn't work, she died. Then you want to raise the dead. So Ramakrishna, in one moment, he's seeing through this nature. And above all, he is looking at… he's preparing Vivekananda to be his instrument. And he wants a fine instrument, not a crusty one. So, preparing his instrument, is it more important than Vivekananda's mother? This is not one against the other. But see, today even you here in United States know who was Ramakrishna's guru. Do you know his father's name? Do you know his mother's name? Do you know his uncle? His brother? You know only his guru's name. Because for Vivekananda, Ramakrishna has become his dharma. He breathes him. But now, social pressure He is falling back. Should the guru allow him to fall him back or push him forward? This is the question you ask. Well, if I was Vivekananda, I want to be pushed forward, not fall back upon my emotions. And anyway, if money could save her life, I'm sure Ramakrishna would have provided some. But you're seeking divine help? No, no, no. This is something all of you must understand. This has happened a few times around me also, that you initiate somebody into a powerful process, next thing is they want to help their mother or their uncle or their close cousin, little. They want to make him pass examination because the fool has not studied properly. Or they want him to get a lottery. Or they want him to get miraculously sit up in the bed where he is dying. The moment they do that, they will shatter everything within themselves. If I'm saying, this is a conjecture. If Vivekananda had prayed for what he thought he wanted, well, he would have become a psychological wreck. Absolutely. So it's Guru's business to see that that doesn't happen. But 21st century, very hard to make them listen. Vivekananda, 20th century, 19th. 19th century only there was so much trouble. You can imagine my trouble. We'll go sit in front of Devi and ask all kinds of things. Because they were doing it with Dhyanalinga, I put her up and say, okay, so you have another counter to ask all these things. Because wherever there is a phenomenal sense of energy which is propelling you forward, at a certain pace, then when you're moving at that speed, because you're concerned about the tree, you held the tree, your arm will go. You will lose something, it will shatter you, it will break you. So Ramakrishna is wanting him to be a rocket, and the rocket wants to do this. No, rocket trajectory is already set. You don't try to do this and that. That will be a disastrous rocket. So in that context, he is saying that if you had done this, it was finished between you and me because you were anyway a broken failure rocket, a failed rocket. Does anybody go and pick it up? You may be thinking it'll go to the moon and you fired it, but it went into the ocean. Does anybody go looking for it? No, it's finished, it's over, it's burnt up. So, in that context, Ramakrishna is saying, today, if you had done that, it was over because it would be not worth seeing you because you would be broken and you're gone. What do I do with a broken instrument? Today you have heard of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa because of Vivekananda. If that instrument was broken on that day, well, Ramakrishna's offering to the world would have gone completely away. Well, I'm glad you didn't pick up Krishna, because Krishna said, when Arjuna said, I don't want to kill all these people, 100,000 men they're talking about. Krishna said, you must kill them, then you will realize. There's even a worse example, but that's the way it is. Because when you seek ultimate nature, when you seek the source of your existence, small things, arrangements in your existence doesn't mean anything. If it means something, you do something to somebody, not because it means something to me. Let me tell you this, today is Guru Purnima, I'll tell you, don't tell anybody. Whatever I'm doing, serving food to people who are starving, free education that's going on to thousands of children, the health support, the health initiatives that are going on for people who are deprived of that, and planting trees, Kaveri, all this I'm doing because it means a lot to them, not because it means anything to me. If I close my eyes, I'm done with the world, with everybody. I'm talking not just about you or somebody, everybody. Everybody, that means everybody. If I close my eyes, they're all gone, they're dead. But I do these things because it means so much to them. Without fulfilling those things, they will never even aspire for anything bigger. Right now somebody is hungry, are you going to talk to him about enlightenment? That'll be cruel. So we feed him, not because I get some great satisfaction in feeding him, no. I've always been saying, I have no satisfaction in anything that I do, including spiritual work. Whenever people ask me, Sadhguru, you must be having so much fulfillment, seeing all these people joyful, blissful, what is my problem? They're joyful, blissful, miserable, what's my problem? I have no problem. Because they have a problem, I reach out. Because I didn't see them anything other than as myself, I reached out, that's all. But if I shut my eyes, I'm done. I'm done with the world, I'm done with everybody and everything. Oh, so much work has happened, people are saying, how will you… who will carry your legacy, Sadhguru? Who will you appoint next? Nobody. They're interested, they'll carry it on. If they don't think it's valuable, they'll drop it, it's up to them. I leave it to them. If they have not seen the value, if people have not seen the value of what's being done, let them drop it and convert this into a hospital or a school or something. Because that is how most spiritual organizations end up. I don't believe Isha Yoga Center will end up that way because many people have seen the value of it. Even though I constantly nag them, trouble them, create impediments to their work, make their work more and more difficult, this is not for any sadistic satisfaction, just to see how much it means to them. They have proven that it means a lot to them. Life or death, they will do that. Whether I am there or not, they will do that. So, maybe not everybody, but a whole lot of them will do that. So it will continue because of that, because it means a lot to them. Not necessarily because it means a lot to them, because it'll add to their life. It doesn't… all this work doesn't add a thing to my life. But it means so much to every other life. You do it. If you choose not to do, many yogis, fantastic yogis, they do nothing. They just withdraw. Nothing wrong with them being like. So, Ramakrishna is setting up a trajectory for a projectile that he's shooting. Now this projectile is having a mind of its own, emotions of its own. Now this is dangerous. If you are shooting a rocket to the moon or Mars, if it thinks of Hawaii, Hawaii will be destroyed, for sure. So, this is a different dimension, it should never be judged by your understanding, by your emotions, by your values. This is why I say, when you come in touch with the Guru, you can either… if you're using him as an inspiration, this will keep happening because somebody will keep dragging you this way, that way. See, many young boys in the yoga center, they all came determined, but then, the girls were pretty. They got married, nothing wrong. But I'm saying, like this, if you keep going and whatever small needs are taken care of, no problem. But if you change trajectory because small thoughts and emotions change, best we don't empower you. So as I said, I'm not yet in the sunset stage, I will become far more colorful as I go, watch it. But right now, heading that way, it's 4 o'clock in the evening right now, in terms of the day for me. So it is summertime, summer is here, sun is setting at almost 8:45, 9 o'clock in the night, so there's still hours left. But when it's 4 o'clock in the evening, the intensity of the sun is not like noontime. It's becoming prettier, actually, it's becoming nicer. But at the same time, it becomes selective. See, when the sun is up at 12 o'clock, it shines on everybody, because it's up there. 4 o'clock, unless you stick your neck out, it won't shine on you. That's where it's going right now. So, you must decide whether I am an inspiration for you or I am a friend, philosopher, guide for you or I am a doorway for you that you got stuck in, or I am a destination for you, or I have become your dharma. Time to decide, because this is not noon time where sun shines on everybody. You need to stick out for it to shine on you. You must be like God, that you are a silent partner, then it works. Just like God. Whatever anybody does, just learn to be like God. Never intervene in anything. Every day in the morning, every kind of idiot will tell you what you should do today. You just listen. Just like God. Marriage will work. It may not work with your profession. See, you're misunderstanding this. You're trying to make this into some kind of a value system, trying to make it your philosophy. I will do only what works. Well, you took an oath, I will do only what works, now you don't know what works. Because what works will not come with an oath or a commandment. What works comes with constant observation and evolution of who you are, isn't it? Hello? The same things, how you made them work, how clumsily you made something work 10 years ago, the same thing you may be doing it with ease today, isn't it so? Or you may be doing it clumsily today, you were doing it well at one time. Whichever way, whichever kind of evolution has happened. So, what works is not some kind of a formula. It is an evolution of a human being to come to what works on all levels of life. This is like reading… you're just falling out of a self-help book. No, I'm not a self-help book. Do what works. Do whatever the hell you want. What's my problem? But what's the point of doing something that doesn't work? Hello? I'm not telling you, you should do only what works, do whatever the hell you want. But for your life, because it's a limited amount of time, what is the point doing something that does not work, isn't it? Either it should work for you or it should work for people around you. If it doesn't work for you and anybody around you, what is the point of doing that damn thing? This happened. Soldiers, American soldiers were leaving
on duty. So, one of them told the other, you know, Steve's wife, she read 3 Musketeers and she delivered triplets. This is, oh my God, my wife is reading Birth of a Nation. What am I supposed to do? That's not how it works. So don't make this into some kind of an ethic or a philosophy, I will do only what works. Well, just to see what works needs a lot of application, even for the smallest damn things, isn't it? Hello? To do a smallest thing, like hitting a ball or kicking a ball straight, you know how much it takes? Somebody who can kick a ball where he wants, wow, the whole world is worshipping him just because he kicks a damn ball. Yes or no? Because people understand what it takes. Nobody is worshipping him because he kicks a ball, because people can see what has gone into it. Isn't it so? People can see what has gone into to be able to kick a ball the way he is kicking, what has gone into it, his life has gone into it. So, don't make philosophies and ethics out of everything, or don't tell yourself a commandment, I will do only what works. It's a good commandment, but now you don't know what works. So, no. You need to be conscious and apply yourself to every damn thing. If you just learn this, you don't decide what is important and what is not important. I was in the Rally for Rivers board meeting just before I came here in New Delhi. The CII, that is the Confederation of Indian Industry, their board also participated in the Rally for Rivers board because they're looking at how to put this, because slowly people are realizing the magnitude of what has been unfolded. Everybody's trying to be part of it. We have an eminent board, the CEO of the World Wildlife Fund and the topmost water experts and the topmost farmers producer organization people. We have a judge from the Supreme Court, and it's a very eminent board. As this Kaveri calling project was being talked about, and for every question, particularly certain experts had and they were asking, I was casually telling them what to do. They said, Sadhguru, how do you know all these things? I said, right from my early childhood, I just wandered around without any purpose. Simply I wandered in the jungles, in the forests, in the rivers and this. But I paid absolute attention to every plant, every insect, the air, the moisture, the works and everything. What was aimless wonder today is becoming formidable knowledge that is not written in any damn book. For the first time, somebody is talking in a comprehensive way, not from a textbook. This was just aimless wonder. As a child, as a youth, just wandered around without any purpose. So even if it is purposeless, you can't live without attention, isn't it? Hello? So just do this one thing, stop discriminating what is important, what is not. If you pay the same level of absolute attention to every damn thing, you will see that what is the right thing to do is a very natural process. But you have already decided what is important, what is not important, how will you evolve, what is the right thing to do? Half the world has already been given up because it's not important. You are paying attention, only you even look at somebody properly only if they are of something to you. No, I looked at everybody, absolutely. Every life, every damn thing, every pebble, every moment that was happening in the earth, in the atmosphere, everything, not as a study, simply because I had eyes and I had an attention span. I paid attention to everything. Today they're saying this is something phenomenal. I was just laughing and saying, see, I just wandered aimlessly, everybody thought I'm just a vagabond. But now this aimless wandering is paying off in a huge way. Because it doesn't matter what the hell you're doing, small things or big things. If you are absolutely involved, absolutely, you will see, you will know what's the right thing to do. You're trying to live here without involvement. This is why you have morals, you have ideals, you have ideologies, you have values, you have ethics, you have commandments, because you are trying to live here without involvement. You want ready-made formula. What is the right thing to do? Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Did the world get fixed, I'm asking? Every goddamn school-going children knows what is the right thing to do. Has it worked? It's not worked because you think there is a substitute for involvement. There is no substitute for involvement. Where there is no involvement, there will be no life. So don't try to make formulas or ideals or ideologies out of life. All life takes is absolute involvement, unbridled involvement, not distinguishing who is who, what is what, just absolutely involved with everything that you're in touch with right now. If you do this one thing, well, according to your level of intelligence, and nature also should yield. With all this, you will know what is the best thing to do, given your perspective, of course. See, right now, if you bring a man of certain capability, he may do something in a given situation. That's not the right thing to do for you, isn't it? You must know what is the right thing for you to do in a given situation. You won't be able to do what he does. You must be able to do what you can do to the best of your ability. That is the right thing to do in your life. You don't try to do like somebody else. So that will be the problem the moment you decide what is the right thing to do. No, there is no ready-made solution. Involvement, there is no substitute. Where there is no involvement, there is no life. Let 2019 be a life of absolute involvement, because if you want to experience this life, you need involvement. Whatever the hell you do, will you do it with absolute involvement in the coming months? See, I'm a really nice guru, okay? I'm a really nice guru. Because I'm not telling you, this is the thing to do. Everybody who came are always trying to tell you, this is the thing to do. I'm just telling you, do whatever the hell you want. Do it well, and that cannot be done without involvement, isn't it? Huh? Small things and big things. Will you do it with total involvement? How you wake up in the morning, total involvement. How you brush your teeth, total involvement. How you shit, total involvement. How you eat, total involvement. How you do your Shambhavi, total involvement. Everything that you do not distinguish what is small, what is big. When I said shit, you said he. Okay, then don't do it. If you think it is not important, or if you think it's dirty, you should not do it. I'm saying, do not make a distinction what is filthy and what is sacred. This is where the key is. Because involvement means unprejudiced inclusion also. The moment you say, this is sacred, this is filthy, can you involve with the filthy? Hello? You will be constipated. Yes. And then nothing will work. So 2019, a year of absolute involvement, indiscriminate involvement. Not indiscriminate action, indiscriminate involvement. Can you look at a weed outside with as much involvement as you would look at your child? This is all you need to do. Just bring this kind of involvement, unprejudiced, absolute involvement. You will see life will blossom in a wonderful way. 2019, you must blossom. Those who are chasing enlightenment, just relax a bit and just be involved with whatever the hell you're doing. Life will happen in a wonderful way.
My question is, if I want to learn more about the human body, would you recommend just doing more yoga or reading the human body as it's described in yogic sciences, or just via experience by exercising more often?
Grace anatomy. If you want to know about the human system, see, through the process of Kriya, one can know and understand the system in a completely different way. But this is a very painful and unfortunate reality today. What I find is, very few people are willing to give themselves to the needed discipline the way they should. Especially in this part of the world, it's very difficult to put people into any kind of, long enough discipline to explore the possibilities. Somehow that kind of attitude is in the world is, giving yourself totally to something has diminished so much. Very few people can do that. Apart from that, if we want to explore the Kriyas in a powerful way to know things, it needs a certain psychological strength and also physiological strength. This is another thing that I'm noticing. If I look at 1,000 bodies, if I look at 1,000 people as physical bodies, I don't find even 20 to 30 people who would be capable of serious sadhana. They would take a long time to prepare their systems. Just the ways of living has done that. This is what has… these people will reap the problems of this as time goes by. You will see this. The complexities of ailments and diseases will multiply 100-fold in the next 100 years. Because the system is weakening like never before. The human system is weakening like never before. They may be growing muscles, that's not it. The basic system is not strengthened because there may be various things, I can't ascribe this to any particular reason, but it's distinctly different than what it was 100 years ago and what it is now. To find a body which is stable, to find people with absolutely stable mind and body, you have to search or you have to work a long time to prepare them. Even people who come with great determination, I find they crack up if you put them into real serious sadhana. Sadhana for well-being, very easy. To make you feel well, it's very easy. Just this Shambhavi, simple, you'll feel great. You go to Bhavaspandana, you will be floating around. That's enough to live a good life. But if you want to know the fundamentals of life, if you want to know the process of creation itself, then it takes a different kind of approach altogether. Reading the yogic books won't mean anything because talking about subjective dimensions from an intellectual understanding is just a waste of time. We could do some little things to explore a few things at least, if not the whole thing, definitely. It takes heartbreaking sadhana, you know. It is a different kind of approach to life. The life will not yield its secrets so easily. That's why life is sustained for so long, because it doesn't yield so easily. It has lived so long and it sustained itself so long on this planet because it is so intricately built and it's all held within each other. If you want to enter that and look at it, it takes a certain amount of effort.
Now, don't you think that would be the beginning of all the problems? Because if you take history, all the major battles have been fought because of religion. This thing could be labeled differently. I mean, a temple in every city could be labeled.
No, I did not say temple in every city, did I? I said your home, your city, your town and your state and your nation and the world should become like a temple. That cannot be done by building more temples. That can only be done by you being in touch with the divine. And anyway, about the major war, you need to understand this. There never was any kind of religious war till about 2000 years ago. Not even 2000, about 1700 years. There never was, because in the East, in this part of the world, there was no such thing as religion. You do not know this? This is the only religionless culture, godless culture. This may be a little scary for people, because we have 33 million gods and goddesses. That happened when our population was 33 million. Since then, our population has increased, but we did not create enough gods and goddesses. Because of Western influence, we started feeling ashamed of gods and goddesses. If each one of you, there's something called as Ishtadevata, you can create your own god. You don't like any of the things available, you can make a tree in your house, God, you worship it. Nobody will think it's an odd thing in this. There's a rock in your garden, you can worship it, nobody will think it's odd. You can worship your mother, you can worship your wife, you can worship your child, you can worship a cow, whatever you want. But the important thing is, there should be devotion in your heart, because if there is no devotion, with this much intelligence, this animal will go crazy. It needs devotion. Devotion means not about God, about you, isn't it? Is devotion about you or about God? Whose quality does it change? Whose quality does it change? Your quality or God's quality? It's about you. It's about transforming you into a certain level of sweetness which cannot be contaminated from outside. This is what devotion means. That you are devout means you have created a certain sweetness in your emotion which cannot be contaminated, which cannot be made bitter by somebody else. If you love this person, if this person gets against you, your love becomes poison, isn't it? Don't know. So devotion is that dimension of intelligence where you know how to manage your sweetness irrespective of what the world is doing to you and the people are doing to you. If you don't have this capability, you will not go very far in this world, isn't it? If you have the fear that you could become bitter, you will only take baby steps in your life. If you know, no matter what happens, this is how I am. It does not matter what happens to me in this world, this is how I will be. If this assurance you have, only then you take full strides into the world. Otherwise, you will always take hesitating strides into the world, isn't it? So, there has never been a religion in this country, I want you to know. What you call as Hindu is a geographical identity. Anybody who's born in the land of Indus is a Hindu. You can believe in God and be a Hindu. You can disbelieve in God and be a Hindu. In your house, if you have 5 people can worship 5 different types of gods and still be okay with each other. This is not allowed anywhere else, because here we know that God is man's making. It is a device that we have created to touch the divine. Yes? If you do not understand this, how did all the gods come? We want to create devices to somehow touch the dimension, which is the basis of creation. So we evolved a whole technology of God-making, not just creating forms, energizing them in such a way that it will assist you to touch the dimension of life. Everything is same energy. If you take some filth from the gutter and throw it at the root of the mango tree, it becomes a mango. The filth and the mango are same, isn't it? So why don't you just eat the filth, not the mango? No, you cannot eat that, but the mango you want to eat. This filth has been transformed into such sweetness, isn't it? What you call as earth that you walk upon is what is sitting here as your body and my body, isn't it? Yes or no? So it is the same thing, but it can be transformed into different dimensions of sweetness and energy and possibility, though it's the same thing. So understanding this, we evolved a whole science of consecration where we know how to turn a stone into divine. It is not a simple process. It is not just by belief. It is not just because of somebody believes it. It will reverberate. There is a whole science as to how to energize a space. Simply you can energize this space, make it crackle. You can take any object and make it. For example, if you are sensitive, you hold this in your hand, I will just hold it in my hand for 1 minute and give it to you, it'll feel different. Only problem is, this object will not be able to hold that energy for too long. After some time, it'll dissipate and again become a metal plate. If you create this form with the necessary care, you can energize it in a way that it stays for a long period. So, we can consecrate an object. What is just stone right now will reverberate with a tremendous field of energy. If people come and just sit there, their lives are transformed. It is for this the temples were built. Temples are not a place of worship. Nobody is leading a prayer. There is no philosophy being propounded. But they told you one thing, if you go to the temple, you must sit there for some time. Did they tell you this? Huh? Nobody told you you have to send an application to God, but they told you you must sit there for some time. Now these days you're just touching your bottom to the floor and running away, that is not the idea. This is like a public battery charging place. If the place is kept alive, if you sit there, your life can transform itself, if it is properly created. I am talking about the ancient temples. Today's temples, many of them are built like shopping complexes, probably for the same purpose, that's a different thing. But if it's properly done, it is a phenomenally energizing space. Life can change simply sitting there.
One last question, because I know people will say, well, why didn't you ask him about stress? And I'll say, well, because I don't understand, I cannot define stress. There's a lot of things that… a lot of the questions people ask me, and they will know that since I've been interviewing you, they say, but I know that we get addicted to keywords, but is there a definition that we can assign to the idea of stress?
I must tell you this. When I first went to United States a few years ago, wherever I went, everybody was talking about stress management. I really couldn't understand this, because in my understanding, we manage things which are precious to us. Okay? Our business, our family, our money, our wealth, our children, we manage all these things because these are all things precious to us. Why would anybody manage stress? I couldn't get this. When this word was thrown at me everywhere, stress management, I said, why manage stress? It took me a while to understand these people have concluded that stress is a part of their life. Stress is not a part of your life. Stress is just your inability to manage your own system. Stress is not because of the nature of your work. The Prime Minister is complaining of stress, the chaprasi also complaining of stress. In between, every other person saying his job is stressful and unemployed are stressful. They don't have anything to do, that also they're stressful. So you're suffering your job, if I get you fired, will you be joyful?
No.
No. So stress is not about your job, obviously, isn't it? It is just that you do not know how to manage your body, how to manage your mind, how to manage your emotions, your energy, your chemistry. You do not know how to manage anything. You are functioning by accident, so everything is stressful. You get into your car without a steering wheel, or you get into your car, if you turn this way, it goes in the opposite direction. You will be stressful, isn't it? So right now, that's a kind of mechanism you're driving without understanding anything about it. Just by chance you're going blundering through life, you will be stressful. So stress is not because of the nature of the activity that you're performing, not because of life situations. Stress is simply because you do not know how to manage your own system. What is stressful for you, somebody is breezing through it, isn't it so?
Correct.
Stress is not situational. It is just an inability to manage the inner situation, not the outer situation. Essentially, the quality of our lives change and transform not because we change the content of our life, only because we have changed the context of our life. Someone is living a beautiful life does not mean he's doing something different when he wakes up in the morning. He also goes to the toilet, he also brushes his teeth, he also does the same things. But somehow his life is magical and beautiful because of the context. This could have happened to people when they fall in love with somebody. They were doing the same thing, suddenly they're in love with someone, suddenly everything is different because the context of their life has changed. But then once they fall out of it, again the context of their life changes and it becomes miserable. Now, changing the context is something which is voluntary, which is just something that you can do willfully. Changing the content may not be possible as you will. Because to change the content of your life, you need permission from the situations in which you exist, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to change the context of life, you don't need anybody's permission. It is not at all situational. So on a certain day, 3 men were working in one place. Another man came by and asked the first man, "What are you doing here?" This man looked up and said, "Can't you see I'm cutting stone? Are you blind?" This man moved on to the next man and asked, "What are you doing here?" That man looked up and said, Something to fill my belly. I come here and do whatever they ask me to do, I just have to fill my belly, that's all." He went to the next man, the third man, and asked, "What are you doing here?" That man stood up in great joy and said, "I'm building a beautiful temple here." All of them are doing the same thing. But their experience of what they're doing is worlds apart. Every human being, every moment of his life could be doing whatever he is doing in any one of these 3 contexts, and that will determine the quality of his life, not what he is actually doing. How simple an activity you're doing or how complex an activity you're doing doesn't change the quality of your life. With what context are you doing changes the quality of your life, isn't it?
Completely.
If something in you became quieter, clearer, or maybe even more restless after this video, then it was already worth it. Let us know what you felt, tell us your city, and if you can, subscribe and send it to someone who would appreciate this too. These little actions help the message go further. Thank you, Big Hug, and see you in the next video.